Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And welcome to the science class for year 6. Okay, before we start our lesson, we shall recite dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Okay, now moving on to a new subtopic. It's the same topic as last time, that is electrical energy, and the subtopic for this week would be symbols for, let us move here, symbols for electrical components, and then investigation on the effects of increasing bulbs or batteries in series. Okay, now what we need to do today is, this week is, we shall interpret what each symbol means. Later we'll expand that and draw circuit diagrams using the symbols correctly. And then we plan and conduct a fair test to investigate what happens when the number of bulbs in a circuit increases and conclude the findings. And then we plan and conduct a fair test to investigate what happens when the number of dry cells in a circuit increases and conclude the findings. Later I will explain about this side. Okay, what we need to do today is to talk about electric circuit symbols and test if more or less dry cell affect light produced. Okay, let's move on and then draw circuit diagrams too. We shall do this. And then we test if more or less light bulbs affect lights produced, and we also talk about that. Okay, let's move on to circuit drawings. Now before we move on to, we have three topics actually. One is circuit symbols, and then we shall do circuit diagrams, and then we shall talk about series circuit. Now these three topics will be covered in this lesson. So we start with circuit symbols. Now we have learned this, if I'm not mistaken, we have learned this in year 4. Let's check again and relearn just in case. Now we have learned about circuit. When we draw electric circuit, we can use electric symbols to represent electrical components. Now components, what are electrical components? Components are these, are called components: dry cell, light bulb, wires, and switch. These four are called electrical components of a simple circuit. So when we want to do this, when we want to draw this, we usually draw like this. Dry cell, we usually draw is like dry cell, but then we can change the drawing into symbols such as this one. This is how we draw dry cells in a circuit diagram. So if you can see here, this part is the positive part, so, and this part is the positive part of a electrical circuit diagram. If you want to draw a diagram of a dry cell, remember this one, the long one, is the positive part. I have marked here. This and this are positive, and negative would be the smaller line. It's negative terminal. So this is how we draw a dry cell, which means one dry cell. Okay, just two lines, one long line, one long line, 1 2, and another connecting wires here. Okay, we shall see about this in later, in a few minutes. So next, if it's in the other side, the the positive terminal is on the right side and the negative terminal is on the left side. So this is how we draw. The longer line would be on the left side, right side, and then the smaller, wait in a second. I think I need to transform, flip, vertical, horizontal. Okay, this is much easier. Okay, one more time. Okay, okay. This is the positive on the right drawing, one line right, and then the shorter line for negative. Okay, the longer line for positive and the shorter line for negative. And this is how we draw a single dry cell. Okay, De depending on the positive and the negative sign, one is longer, which is positive, and one is shorter line, that is negative. Let's move on. If there is more than one dry cell, so we call it a battery. Battery is more than one dry cell. We call this a set of batteries. So in a line like this, in arrangement like this, there's a plus and then minus, then there's another plus, positive and then negative, and positive and negative. So this is how we draw our circuit symbols. Our diagram would look like this. Our symbol would look like this. This is the positive, negative for here, positive, negative, and then another one, positive, negative, positive, negative, and then another one, positive and negative, like in this picture. Okay, it's the same thing like this. If it's on the other side of the um, battery, like the positive terminal is on the right side, so the line should be reversed. This is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, and negative. Okay, this is how you draw your symbol for battery. Okay, lagi sekali, let's reverse one more. For single, we use like this, one line for positive and shorter line for negative. For more than one dry cell, we just continue positive, negative, then positive, negative, and then positive and negative, like that. That's easy. Okay, it's the same here. It's easy, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. So this is the same, plus minus, and plus minus. Move on to another symbol would be, we shall move to light bulb. Light bulb, there are two types of drawings. There are two types of symbols that in the internet use. Maybe one is British, one is American, but there are two types of drawing. One is this and another one is this. If I'm not mistaken, this is the new symbols for light bulb. This is the new one for light bulb, and this is the old one, if I'm not mistaken. But we can use both. We can use both to symbolize a light bulb. To show light bulb in our drawing, we can use this. We can use the top one, or wait. Where's my we can use the top one or the bottom one. Okay, for wires is easy, either a straight line like that, a vertical line like that, or like that. Is the same, just use one wire, one line. Okay, for switch open, switch open, look here, switch open. For an open like this, if the switch is off, it's open. So just two circle with two lines, and the switch, this is the switch open. Okay, and open sama, it's the same like here, it's open. For close, switch close or turn on like this, two circle, okay, two dots, line, and one line above it. This is called closed switch, okay, in a drawing, now circuit diagrams. Now why do we need this actually? Why do we need these symbols actually? Actually, in the real world, these symbols, circuit symbols like this one, would make drawing easier, so we can see the circuit easier than using realistic drawing. This one, symbol drawing, is much easier. If you see in the internet, later I will show you, symbol drawings is much easier to identify, so we can read it better, easy to draw and then easy to read actually. So we move on to diagrams, circuit drawings, that is circuit diagrams. We have learned about electrical components. We have learned about the drawings, the symbol for electrical components, and we shall move on to circuit diagrams, shows how the different electrical components are connected in an electric circuit. So usually we have this, usually we are shown this, a switch and then wire, a dry cell and light bulb, and this is hard to draw. The circuit A, this is a circuit, is quite hard to draw, but we can make it easier using circuit symbols, such as for circuit A, for the light bulb here, wait, where is my mouse? Okay, for light bulb here we can use one light bulb, and then for the switch we can change to the switch, and then for dry cell we use this symbol, so this is correct, three symbols, and for the wire we just connect all of that and it become a circuit diagram. Okay, so this is much easier to understand and much easier to draw. This one is much easier. Now let's take a look at the next circuit, circuit B. So this is the closed circuit. Let's take a look just now. Oh, this is open circuit. Yeah, open circuit. The switch is open or the switch is off. Off, open. Okay, the circuit is open. We move on to a closed circuit. This one, the switch is closed or turned on. So, and this circuit is closed. So the drawing would be light bulb. This is the light bulb, closed switch, and a dry cell. So we connect it with lines and finish. So this is the diagram for this circuit. So tidak payah lagi lukis macam mana, we don't need to draw like this, we only draw here circuit diagram. Okay, much easier. Okay, we shall move on to another circuit C. Circuit C. Now in circuit C there are two dry cells and one light bulb and one closed switch. So this is a closed circuit. So how do you draw this? Is we start with the dry cell. We can start with anything actually. You can start with light bulb, you can start with switch, but just follow what's in the picture. You just follow that. Okay, two dry cells here, dry cells, positive this side, on the left side positive, negative, positive, negative. So we must follow that, positive, negative, and then a light bulb and a switch. So we just connect all the components or in the drawing. Okay, and it's done. That's easy. And the last one is circuit D. You can see here two light bulbs, a switch, and a dry cells. So the drawing would be not like this. The drawing would be easier. Dry cell, one dry cell, okay, and then a switch, and then a light bulb, and then another light bulb connected, and we just connect all the wires, the symbols with a line. Now this is a representation of circuit D. This one, light bulb, switch, and dry cells. Okay. Now move on to series circuit. Now what is series circuit? Series, when components in a circuit are connected one after another, we say that they are connected in series. Okay, let's take a look here. In circuit series, there is one complete path along which the electricity flows. Now let me explain. Okay, in a series circuit, wait. Now we have this. If the electric current move at one line like this, we call it series circuit. This is series. If the wait, let me close the, okay, I move here for a second. Okay, now if the circuit moves two ways like this from dry cell, then current would go here and also here. So this is not called a series. So this is not series. This is a different type of circuit. We call it, later you will learn that this is called parallel circuit. But you do not need to learn this for year 6. For now, you only need to learn this one, series. It arranged in series, bersambung-sambung terus in one line. See, connected in one line, okay, not in two lines like this. So this is not series, so I made this wrong. Mana ya? No, I made this wrong. Okay, so this is wrong. Okay. Okay, next experiment, adding more dry cell in a series. Now, okay, now let's take a look at this experiment. It says that adding more dry cells in a series. So the first thing, we make a series. This is a virtual experiment, so this is a series. I shall make a series. Okay, and one light bulb. Okay, now this is a series, and what happened is the electric current will flow through the wire into the light bulb and back to the negative terminal. Okay, so this is the brightness of the light bulb for one dry cell. So example, if I want to add more dry cell in this experiment, so we cannot add some more dry cells here, but we can change the power of the dry cell. Okay, example here, let's take a look. Now one dry cell, example 5 volts, so we can add 2 dry cell, so 5 volts would be twice the amount, so it would be 10 volts, 10 volts. Okay, now what happened to the brightness of the light? The brightness of the light changes twice the power of the single dry cell. If it's the same concept, one dry cells 5 volt, one dry cell 5 volt, okay, two dry cells 10 volt. Okay, the more dry cell, the stronger the volt, the power. So this is twice the power. So twice the power, the light bulb would produce more light. The light is brighter. More battery, More dry cell means more power. More power means the light is brighter. Okay, if we can see next, so what is the conclusion for this? If you can see here, circuit P, one dry cell, one light bulb, and one switch. And what happened here? Two dry cells, one light bulb, and one switch. And what we can observe just now is the light bulb becomes brighter. Okay. Next experiment is no, this is not, this is the experiment just now, this one. Okay, the conclusion would be, when we increase the number of dry cells in a circuit, the brightness of the bulb increases. The more dry cells means more power. More power means the light bulb brightness increases, become brighter. Okay. In the next experiment, adding more light bulb in a series. So let's take a look at the same virtual experiment, virtual setup. Wait, no, okay. Let's move to the virtual setup, so we cancel that. It says adding more light bulb, to the series, to the circuit. So we have one dry cell, okay, and we add, this is single light bulb. Okay, if you can see here, this is the size of the light bulb, the brightness of the light bulb. Okay, let's change back this one. Let's check, just in case you don't understand. Let's change it to 5, back to the original volt. Okay, now what happened here, this is the size of the light bulb, the brightness of the light bulb, this one, brightness of the light. Okay, off, okay, and then on, this is the brightness, this is the size. But if we add one more light bulb, what happened is this one. If you can see here, the light, the brightness of the light becomes smaller, lesser here. If there's two light bulb, the brightness become lesser. How about one light bulb? Okay, even lesser, and the current move even slower. Okay, to compare with a single light bulb, look here, compare with single light bulb, it is very bright. Two light bulb, the brightness becomes lesser. If you do this in the real experiment using real light bulb and dry cell, it will have more or less the same effect. So you can try this at home if you want. If you have the things to do it, you can try this at home, but only use dry cell. Do not use mains electricity. It will be very dangerous. Okay, conclusion for this would be, if you can see here the circuit, when we add one more dry cell, what happened is, when we increase the number of bulbs in a circuit series, the brightness of the bulb decreases. Okay, more dry cell, brightness brighter. More bulb, one dry cell, brightness lesser, decreases. Okay, now for the exercise, that's the end of our simple experiment. You can try that at home using the DC builder. You search that in the internet, DC builder, and then you can try that using real objects, real battery, and real light bulbs. But then after that, you should do this exercise, read your notes first, and then you may print the notes provided and stick in your workbook, textbook, or just put in your files and do the worksheet provided. Okay, let's recap with 6 lesson. Circuit symbols can be used to represent electrical components. A circuit diagram shows how the different electrical components are connected in an electric circuit. In a series circuit, there is one complete path with electricity flows, and then adding more dry cell in an electric circuit, or adding more light bulbs in an electric circuit can change the brightness of the bulb. More dry cell, more power, brighter light. um, One dry cell, more light bulb, lesser light because it uses more energy. Okay. Now, thank you for watching this lesson. Subscribe or share with your friends. Year 6 lesson. It's the same for all peoples in Brunei Darussalam. For all year 6 peoples in Brunei Darussalam, we can learn this together. Share you with your family and friends. Inshallah, we shall meet again next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.